Hello everyone, and welcome at another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I'm Vamp, and today I'm joined by my lovely friend, Kendall. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Candle. I'm here with the amazing Vamp, and we're gonna have
Mhm.
fun. I'm playing Shooting Star, who is still reeling from the events that happened in the last Dreamers Crest game. So, yeah, probably go listen to that before this if you don't know what if you
Uh,
haven't.
yeah, there's nothing wrong in Dreamers Crest. There's no war in Passing Say.
Yep, absolutely nothing is wrong.
But we start with Nour and Star actually walking through town. This isn't set after the events of the last game. This is actually set in between when Star and Nour left the other half of their party and when they had actually like found Hark.
Hmm.
The main reason being we still have no idea what Hark's gonna do, and if it's gonna devolve into a fight, that's not something you're gonna like do in an FPS.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm. And while they're walking, hey Candle, how's Star feeling?
Oh, let me just roll something and then I'll tell you. Not good.
Mm. Mm.
That was a 7 in a whiz save. Yeah, they're not doing very well. They're definitely very shook up by that, for multiple reasons.
I'm actually gonna roll to see how Nour's doing. Pretty good, huh? So that's a 7 and a 17. So North keeping his head pretty decently. Of course like keeping calm is a completely different thing to feel like feeling nothing at all. I know
Mm.
about North's feeling stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and as they walk, I'm not gonna make star roll perception for this because you're both right next to each other. Like every now and then, like the tips of his hair kind of like go like white, like not even orange, not even yellow, not even like red. Like it goes like the white of like a very hot flame.
Oh, hmm. Uh, um, I'm just trying to think about how Star would react to this because normally he would probably like stop and be like, "Are you doing all right?" But right now, like with that 7 on the whiz save, I'm not sure if they're even in the right headspace to be commenting on it.
Observing others, yeah. Like if anything, North's doing dealing with this better than Star is.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe maybe Noah should roll an insight or something on Star.
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Oh, no, buddy.
Oh no. For
Uh,
everyone listening, that wasn't that one.
yeah. I uh kind of want to give Noah advantage just because like
We're right next to each other.
yeah, exactly. And they have sort of gotten to know each other a little bit. Oh, that's much
Oh,
better.
that's better.
Uh yeah, with that 17 as opposed to a 3, that was a natural one. Um yeah, I'd probably say that stars like keeping themselves together enough while like by focusing on what they're doing, but is probably actually pretty close to having a panic attack.
Oh no. I'm gonna roll a D2.
And I was thinking about this after the game, and I know exactly why they would not be doing well in this case.
Oh god. Okay, I rolled a D2 to see what Nort will do, and he rolled a 2, so he kinda stops in the middle of walking.
Should I roll a perception for Star?
Sure, roll it.
Oh, yep, okay. Star does notice that you've stopped talking and will stop as well and I guess look back and give you a questioning look.
I think Nour's just like considering like his words because again he's also really pissed off right now. He
Hmm.
is like hanging on this to this composure by the skin of his teeth. And it takes a bit for him to like kind of like gather his words, but eventually he's just you you can't confront Hark like this. You're pretty. I can tell that you're pretty close to freaking out here.
You get a stubborn shake of her head and no, no, I'm doing this.
Nor just looks at you, Star, and it's just. I'm pretty sure if pushed even just a little bit more, you're going to devolve into the same into a panic attack.
Hmm. There's kind of a surprised look. Um, I will say you're not sure whether um he's surprised that you were able to tell or that he didn't notice that that was how, like, you know how it can be sometimes where you know but you also don't know how close you are. You're just like so focused on not letting yourself get that far.
Yeah, and Nor just kind of puts his like hands in his pockets and kind of uncomfortably because he is kind of uncomfortable with like being put in the position where he has to comfort someone.
Mm,
And he kind of goes, "Look, we're both pretty pissed off right now, but I honestly don't know if Hark is, malicious. So I'd rather you have a clear head when we go there."
mm, mm. Alright, I think I might roll another whiz save, see how much um confronting this is helping. Oh,
Oh,
still a 7.
oh, Star, my beloved.
No, yeah, yeah, I think, I don't know, I think maybe, he's probably starting to space a little bit, like, um, and 'cause, like, um, there's, like, um, two very specific things that have shook Star up, and, uh, one of them is more of a like emotional what if sort of thing with what happened and the implications of it, and I think that's the one that has been on in Star's foremind with like confronting Hark. But the other one is the fact that and I think this is the one that now that they've stopped and paused is the one that is sort of getting to them a little bit more, is that uh that was a fair amount of soldiers at the end there, and like the thing is that Star doesn't have the best history with armies, I guess.
Hmm. No, I get that, and unfortunately, Nora doesn't really get it.
Mm.
Would that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. That's why
Because
I was trying to explain without like, yeah.
I think Nora just like seeing Star has not calmed down. If anything, Star seems a little more panicked. It's just like, all right, okay, let's sit down for a second. Hark's not going to We both know Hark's very large. If he tries to run out of a town or something, we'll both see him.
There's a little bit of a quiet chuckle before I think Star just sort of like plops on the ground, like you know how you in a way that your legs almost give out and just the sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just quiet for a bit.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna roll again.
No.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Um, I think it's the quiet that probably does it. Um,
Mhm.
and the earth, because you can see Star's fingers sort of like grabbing at the dirt underneath you guys, and like you know just the like pick up, put down, pick up, put down, um, and um, there are houses and everything is peaceful and there are people, but they're also like they're doing fine, and it's not um it's not deadly quiet and nothing else around, and the it's not the midst of a battle, and I think that's enough for Star to uh, slowly get back to uh, here and now,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually like we'll take uh, in a deep breath and sort of like give Nour a bit more of a focused look and a nod of the head, like, yeah, you were right, sort of thing.
Mm. Nor just kind of like tosses his head back and it's just like, of course I was right.
There's a small smile and a little bit of a roll of the eyes.
I think like Nor just kind of sits there for a bit more and start. You do see him rolling up a cigarette, a new cigarette, because the last one, you know, gestures at everything that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
yeah, keep going.
he just rolls up a cigarette, and as he starts smoking it, and the smoke from the end of the cigarette starts taking little shapes. He's just, do you think the rest of the town was in on it?
Hmm. There's a bit of a long pause before a shrug. Um, the uh, and then like a few images. They're a little bit more like uh slower this time. You get the feeling that Star's choosing their words pretty carefully.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the essentially along the lines of it's kind of hard to um think that um that given all of that we've done for them, that they would wouldn't tell us, um but then also like knowing that Hark has definitely knows something, but then that doesn't necessarily mean that the rest of the village knows, kind of thing.
Hmm. Like he not said that, but sure. Why didn't you roll an insight?
Oh boy, I'd love to. Oh, that's a nat
Not
20.
20. Yeah, how should I put this? Nour doesn't trust Dreamers Crest, like the town itself, anymore.
Hmm.
Like at this moment, he does not. He trusted it enough to come back to it. He trusted it enough to let Cryo like live in it, if that makes sense.
Mm, mm,
But right now, you can most definitely like see like hell is suspicion and hell anger and like bitter like bitter resentment and kind of some resignation as well, as if like, yeah, we should have expected this. Oh fucking course, like people wouldn't like tell the whole story, or like there had to be a catch kind of deal.
hmm. Um, I think, um, I think Star will reach out and place a hand on like uh Noah's leg as a like you okay um sort of gesture.
Nor kind of shrugs like, yeah, I'm just pissed,
there's
really pissed.
there's a nod and the expression on Star's face definitely says that they know exactly how you feel right now because they're feeling pretty similar in the very very pissed situation. Um um but there is also a few more images of along the lines of we don't know the whole story yet. And you maybe get the impression that that's the thing that's keeping Star from getting really angry right now.
Yeah, and when you point out that neither of you like know the whole story yet, Noah does calm down a little. Does calm down a little. However, again, because of the nat 20, I'll let the nat 20 carry you for now.
Hmm.
Like, sorry, you are again struck suddenly by the fact that, yeah, Noor isn't really human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Noor was, Noor is like a phoenix. Nor
Hmm.
very much and like this isn't even just limited to phoenixes. Like there are thousands of legends and tales of like people fucking around and finding out with mythological creatures.
I mean, Star has traveled around and been around for enough that I'm sure that they're intimately familiar with not like plenty of legends, sure, but also probably some situations where he has experienced that firsthand. Um,
Yeah, I mean, we all know like the formula, like, oh, person finds mythological creature, could be a fae, could be like a dragon, whatever. Person betrays it or goes back on their word, or like tries to like use its powers for their like own greedy ends. Person meets a very very bad end.
mm-hmm.
Like pretty standard. And again, with the that one, do you have a feeling that anger is like a very like familiar emotion for Nor?
Hmm. Yeah, there's a again a little bit of a hesitancy before the more images that gets across. This world hasn't been kind to you, has it?
He kind of pauses at that and smokes a cigarette. Smokes a cigarette. It's just like, hmm. Well, I wasn't kind to my previous iteration, that's for sure.
Hmm. You can get another sort of pat, like I'm sorry.
Water, water under the bridge. Never. I don't have to worry about seeing any of those guys here anyway. Oh, that's a not one deception.
uh,
Star? Nor was like, oh, I don't have to worry about seeing any of these guys here anyway. He's fucking lying. There's something he's not saying.
Uh, there's a very suspicious look. Um, you get that side eye, like the yeah, I can see through your bullshit right now. But he's not gonna press it. And instead you get something along the lines of but the hurts still linger.
But he kind of like rolls a cigarette between his fingers and it's just like, I suppose you could put it that way. I just. If Hark actually was malicious in his intent, I will kill him.
There's a you're not getting a disagreement from Star.
God, I'm just like Nour handshake star. Yeah, we'll kill him. If
like
he was actually like fucking meaning it, we're gonna roast him.
it's more along the lines of um I realized this the other day that because Star is known as in the past 200 years since the erasure as being a folk hero, um but Star was also a soldier at one point, and um there is the desire to give people second chances and stuff like that, but also knowing that he's not afraid to do do the tough thing of killing someone uh if he thinks that they're going to hurt people really badly.
Mm-hmm. And like, I think Nour actually blinks and looks up in surprise, like, what? No protest? I thought, like, isn't killing a big no no with like people?
um, you're welcome to roll insight if you would like. Yeah, I think that's enough. That's enough to get the um along the lines of what I just said of the um you know the soldier and has seen um the terrible things some people can do and the destruction that people can do to each other, and not wanting to go through that or put other people through that.
Mm-hmm. God, I think like, okay, like out of character, the reason why Nour is like, aside from, just having a habit of lumping people together and feeling generally betrayed, especially since he was the one who, basically stopped the others from killing her.
Mm.
Another reason why is because this is like the second time in Dreamers Crest where he, has felt like this way, and I Will Smith right at Graham.
Yeah, I listened to that FPS. I know what you're talking about. Even if Star
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah, that was also why he was Star could twig him as lying within that one, and Star could probably twig that someone from like that time is already here in town.
uh, this is just the um bit of a snort and a shake of the head, and uh followed by like it seems that this place likes digging up the past.
It sure does. He sounds extremely bitter about it.
uh there's a the Star realizing what they've said, and then realizing the whole cryo Nour situation is just like, oops, that might have been truer than I thought, because he'd been thinking about the fact that uh Nour themselves and Petra are all from like a long time ago, and then turns out there's another, and then also cryo, and he's like, ah, yeah, whoops, that was truer than I meant it to be.
Yeah, I think like Nor just smokes his cigarettes, just like fuck this. I'm getting soft.
There's a questioning. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, my previous internet Pyre, which people can still call me. I don't mind answering my dead name either. He died, and he died a human trying to save him and all that, and woke up with most of his memories and wanting to kind of understand that. Basically, he kind of shrugs here. It's just like wanted to see if the person who saved me was the only exception to the rule that's mortals, or if there are more people like him around. mm, I don't know, I just don't like being proven that it's looking more and more like he is the only exception.
Um, that's something that like uh Star again sort of like pauses, uh and then the images come again slowly, um along the lines of um I have seen a lot of uh like, I guess, humanity, but sentient creatures, mortals, um and there is definitely more than just your friend. There's a lot of good, but um the bad can have a habit of poisoning so much, and it's important to try and protect as much of that good as possible.
Can I roll insight on that?
Mhm.
Me rolling inside. Wow, Star, that almost sounds like it's from experience. Damn it, Nor.
Ah. I'm happy to give you advantage if you'd like.
I'm thinking that. Nope.
I think No's just going X to doubt. Not even bothering with the insight. It's just like, I doubt that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It does say that, like, I doubt that. But it does pause and kind of look at Star for a bit, or snorting and, like, flicking some ashes off his cigarette and going, but I guess you and the others in the group aren't that bad.
There's uh like, because he could have taken that, been affronted by the I doubt that, but also there's the kind of and you won't get that with the such terrible insight, but there's the he kind of gets that this is not something he's going to change Noah's mind on, at least not at the moment. So he's gonna take whatever win he can get with the, yeah, uh others aren't that bad, and then there's also that like um kind of like a bit slightly extra jovial like and what about me sort of.
Nor nor notices this and like pauses for one long moment for going, well, I think I'd make a better queen than you did.
That does get a full laugh from Star and a sort of a fluttering like a but I thought I was a wonderful queen.
Oh, you were a wonderful queen, but I would have been better.
um eh, there's a bit of a teasing look in the um but then you wouldn't have gotten your tryst.
And Nour actually winks at like Star, like and like tongue in cheek, and it's just like, do you think being married would have stopped me?
There's a I suppose that's true sort of shrug.
And I'm actually gonna roll like, okay, this is like an insight for in the past when the game was going on,
Mm.
because I'm tempted to do this at advantage. Because come
Yep,
on.
yep.
Well, okay, that's better. I think Nora just kind of like taps his chin and going. Besides, Petra and March.
You're not even going to have to roll insight on Star. You get the that sort of like
Mhm.
knowing grin followed by a roll of the eyes of those two are helpless. Like I cannot with those two.
Why, Star? It sounds like you need a bard. But since there are no bards around, I guess Omi has to settle instead. And he takes out like his lyre and starts playing like this romantic song.
you, you get you get a very deadpan look for the gestures for oh how very kind of you.
No, but really though.
Hmm.
Wonder if playing romantic music around them would make them take the hint.
Ah, there's a doubtful look on Star's face.
And actually, yeah, no, that makes sense.
But there's also like a shrug, like the worth a shot.
Hmm. He taps his chin again. Do you think Petra would punch me in the face though? I don't want to lose all my pretty little teeth. You know how hot of a commodity having all your teeth is?
There's a when you say I wonder if Petra will punch me for it, there is a probably nod. And then the kind of just oh do tell me sort of like you like obviously like poking a little bit of fun at that, but also there is an undertone of yeah, there's actually truth to that.
Or just grins and it's just like, why, Star? You know my day job, right? I relocate funds to people who need it more than people whose funds came from.
What was it that Tia said he was? The volunteer or
A
like
paid companion.
oh paid companion. Yeah, you get that parroted back at you with the I know that's not what you are.
Well, no, but did you really want me to straight up tell her that I was a con man?
There's a shake of the head and a pat on the arm. Just the no, but do you think that's gonna stop me from teasing you?
Probably not. But actually, speaking of cons, and he raises his hand to show you the gold ring he's wearing on a finger. Star, would you like to roll Arcana?
I honestly do not know what Stars Arcana is, so this is going to be interesting.
It's gonna be your intelligence plus proficiency if you have it.
Oh no, I just looked it up. It's +1, which is better than I thought it would be. Oh, okay.
17. Alright, so maybe normally you wouldn't recognize the string, but I'm gonna hazard a guess and say that Star has paid at least one visit to Grimstar.
Yeah, probably. I think also considering that they were the one to give Nour the last gold piece that they needed to buy it, that they might have gone to Graham to find out what it was for.
Yeah, and you recognize it. It's the Ring of Fortune.
Hmm.
So I few towns away from here, there's this really smarmy guy. Like, the type. Those nobles who just lays around and make everyone else do their job and work and don't take no for an answer.
There's there's kind of a I'm not sure I agree with you look, but then also just I'm also not disagreeing with you. And oh, that poor guy.
Or just waves a hand like, oh, he deserved it, trust me. He's real piece of work, arrogant, cruel, all this stuff. Anyway, I was passing through. Yours truly was passing through, and he strums a few notes on his lyre. I do pass as a really good bard, don't I?
there there is another like chuckle and uh like thinking back to when they met and you being mistaken for a bard by everyone.
Yep. And he nods and he strums a tune on his lyre and goes, well, I was good enough to get him hired in his court as a bard. And well, when I left, I told him that I couldn't possibly leave without a token of thanks for the Lord. And so I gave him the other golden ring.
There's a roll of the eyes and of course you did.
I don't foresee him wearing it every single day, of course, but he will wear it often enough. And well, when he does, Nor waggles his own fingers.
Yeah, there's a yeah, essentially another roll of the eyes and then you might need it with how often you trip over your own feet.
Hey, I'm not going to hear that from you. Do you know how hard it is walking with two legs with no wings?
Hmm. I think Star maybe pauses at that and like, huh, I hadn't thought about that, and then like shakes their head. No.
The balance is all off. Fingers are fine because, well, I train those basically every day playing the lyre. But walking and stuff, it's different.
Hmm. You get a yeah. Oh. Like I hadn't really thought of that, and then maybe you just need to practice more. That one
Mm-hmm.
is like obviously a bit again poking a little bit of fun.
Noah rolls his eyes. I see how it is. Pour my heart out to you, and I get teasing in return. And he like strums a few tunes on his lyre.
Hmm. But the the star like does sort of laugh a little bit. Like obviously that was all in good fun, but then turns a bit serious and before there's a like a few words of essentially along the lines of um we're gonna make sure you're okay if we ever end up in a fight. Promise.
Nor kind of actually Nor giggles at that. Nor giggles at that, and then he inhales some smoke, exhales, and goes, "That's actually what Petra told me before I beat her in a spar."
That delights Star uh cuz like that's just real fun, but it does turn serious again, and he says, I mean it. I know you can handle yourself, but everyone has weaknesses.
I think like he does like soften a little at that and goes, "Yeah, yeah, I know. I'll rely on you and Petra to be my meat shields then."
Yeah, there's another sort of Ragrin followed by a hand like at his height, and then gesturing at Nour, and the just as long as nothing, they're not too tall.
Yeah. And I was just like, well, if you're ever in a pinch, I do have other spells instead of just fire. I can, charm person someone or suggest them.
Hmm. That that again sort of gets a curious look from Star, because um I hadn't really considered the fact that you might have more than just the fire magic, but then that's followed by a yeah, that makes sense sort of like nod.
He notices Star's look and it's just like, well, I am I'm not a phoenix anymore. It's not like with cryo because Graham took out my improvised human symbol. I um well, it's not I'm not just shapeshifted human Star. I am human. If I wasn't human, if you cut me or something, I wouldn't bleed. I would just bleed flame. And if you touched me, you would set yourself on fire.
Hmm. There's a contemplative look before Star asks, "Is that going to be a problem with cryo?"
He considers this and then kind of does like a little seesawing motion, like, well, the circumstances of our he's not a firebird either. He's an ice phoenix, which I've only ever heard tales of, and well, he's not a firebird specifically. Fire's a lot more fire has the capacity to run a lot wilder and a lot more dangerous than ice.
There's a sort of like a I guess that makes sense sort of nod. Um, and then their expression sort of turns more determined, regardless of what happens, um, I'm gonna make sure everyone's okay.
Yeah, yeah, that includes you too, though. He kind of like wait. He kind of points that out.
There's a small smile, and then more images is the don't worry about me. I don't hurt easily.
Okay, if you say so. And Norn kind of like stands up, puts his Lara back in like his little backpack and like stretches before going. But I mean, we're only going to talk to Hark. I don't think it'll come to a fight.
Yeah, there's a um Star stands to their feet again and nods and is like more images of it better not.
And then we cut to much later when Hark has just kicked Star, and Nora's like this close to setting Hark on fire or charm personing Hark. And then
What do you know of Star actually retaliating back?
yeah, and then Petra and Graham and March calling Nor on the
Uh
little slime
Yeah,
monkey.
I'm thinking that because Star still has that, and I'm just picturing Star just chucking it at Noah as soon as it starts to like, as soon as
Bring
Graham's voice starts coming through it, is like, I don't have time to deal with this. You're go Noah.
Okay, Nor does manage to catch up pretty gracefully. And Star, you hear to the you're about to retaliate. You do hear Nor like very skillfully acting like nothing is wrong and getting Graham uncomfortable enough to like hang up.
Yeah, there's a Star would have shot you a look if they weren't too focused on Hawk right now. There's like, but like that's why they threw it at you. Is like, No's got this.
Yeah, what did you want him to say, Star? Oh yeah, Hark just kicked Star. We're about to get into a fist fight, possibly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Star's not complaining, but that's the whole reason that he threw the stone at Noah. Like, yeah, there might have been a little bit of aggression behind that throw, but you caught it, so.
God, God. Anyway, everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm sure it won't escalate into a fight. Maybe Nor can actually use his +7 persuasion for once.
Yeah, before Star hits Hawk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I think that's everything.
Yep. We hope you all enjoyed this.
Yeah. Thank you to our audience, both present and future. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Bye.
Bye.